stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Figure I'd come back before the Super Bowl comes on. Of course, that's not for 4 more hours. Oh no, when is the Super Bowl? It's usually at 6 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. So I'm going to put this in Take 12 radio also, because Monty has been awesome. There are not many people that I usually promote. I don't promote my own stuff, so I don't usually promote other people. But Monty Man has got great stuff too. He's a really cool guy. A little bit more tame than I am, but we have the same type of program, man. I have a very strict program. I'm a structure. I like structure. I need structure. When I don't have structure, I'm a little out of sorts. Hey, Ingrid, it is good to see you. If you're here, please say hello. You're not required to. This is more of a I like to make it a safe space. Hey, Michelle Jesse, good to have Michelle J, I should say. Good to have you on YouTube there. I believe Michelle was in the doctor the other day while we were doing this. And that's pretty neat that I could be on the go and things like that. And we can help people in all these different ways, or we can be helped in all these different ways. Sometimes I come on here with my own problems. We discuss them, and I was too warm, but then it got kind of cold in here. But welcome to the Daily Trudge. I'm Dion. Been around the program for a while. I don't like to get into times and things like that. I've been around for 34 years. I don't have 34 years of sobriety, but I do have a culmination of things. I had 12 years at one point. I've been a drug and alcohol counselor. I've been involved with this since I was 14 and at a very young age. So this has kind of been put into my head. Hi, Amber. Yeah, I like that. Maybe that's how we should do the introductions here. Hi, I'm Dion, and that'd be kind of cool. So as some of you know, I'm a big proponent. Yes, let's see. So we're since 1986. That'd be like 32 years of sobriety. It's a long time, man. That's a lot of one day at a times in a row. Good job, Chris. I'm very proud of you. I am. You've been going through some hard things lately. You found your faith, and I'm very proud of you. I'm sorry I'm not as available as I was, but I want you to know that I love you. So I'm glad. I'm glad in a sense that I got to learn AA because, and Chris, please don't take this wrong. Okay, but people with 20, 30 years, we made a mistake. We made a mistake because now in the rooms, what we ask is if you're willing to sponsor, please raise your hand or make yourself known. That's not how we work. No. When I came in here, my ass was falling off. I'm going to tell you something. Because of these changes, I almost died. Because of some changes that were made in Colorado, I almost perished. I made the mistake of going to detox here thinking I was going to get help. No. For 2 years, I kept going there and begging for help. They never gave it to me. Okay. I was so out of it that I wasn't realizing something. Okay. That the people working at detox were not in recovery. Okay. They weren't in recovery. They couldn't help them. See, the detoxes used to be run by people in recovery in Colorado, and I don't know when that change got made. Well, I do now, right? So that was the first thing. Okay. Then I kept going to the same AA meeting, waiting for somebody to approach me and say, I will sponsor you, because that is how we used to do it. I don't know where this laziness came up with the fact that we rest on our laurels and wait for somebody to ask me to sponsor them. No. Okay. When we come in, we don't pick our sponsors. We are picked. We are chosen. That is part of meeting other people where they are at. When I ask somebody else to say, well, you need to look for a sponsor, I am not meeting them where they are at. I am being lazy. Okay. This is where I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Okay. I know I say that, but if we don't change these things, if the new people don't understand that that's not how it works, it will continue that way, and our numbers will continue to be small. So this is a challenge. Okay, we're going to go to working with others. We're going to go to the very beginning of it. All right. And we're going to read what it says here. Practical experience. It's going to start out with the 12-step promises. So practical experience shows that nothing will so much ensure immunity from drinking as intensive work with other alcoholics. It works when other activities fails. Don't even bother with the other activities. Just go to helping other alcoholics. You can help when no one else can. You can secure their confidence when others fail. Remember, they are very ill. So nothing so much ensures immunity from drinking as intensive work with other alcoholics. Now, let me ask you a question. Let's say Bill got sober and he did not try to reach out to all these different people. Okay. In the first 6 months, he didn't get anybody else sober. But he was 100% successful because he was sober himself. So he could continue on, and he learned more until he came in contact with Dr. Bob. Okay. Now let's say he didn't do that. AA wouldn't be here. If he followed if you are willing to sponsor, please raise your hand rule, we would not be here. AA as such wouldn't be here. And rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path, not changed it for the convenience of your own fucking life. Yes, being an alcoholic is inconvenient. Welcome to our world. That's part of what we do. Okay? I get messages at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. That's when shit happens to us. Okay? Life will take on new meaning. Okay? Now, these promises are not going to come true in all of his aspects until you reach out and find your own sponsee. Okay? Some of this will happen because you're doing it. Okay? But when we say if somebody is willing to sponsor, all we're doing is a popularity contest. And I'm sorry, I won't do it. I will not raise my hand. I won't. I pick my sponsees. God tells me. Why do you think I go to meetings? I'm looking for new sponsees. I always am. I'm full right now, but I'm always looking for new sponsees. Always. Now, that doesn't mean don't put your phone number in and things like that. We want to do everything that we can to help, But what have we been talking about here, right? When somebody is down, don't we encourage them? When somebody is new, for the love of God, they're looking for direction. They have a shit ton of questions. Get off my butt and go over there and do something about it, Dion. And if I don't, then you might as well just take this and throw it in the fucking trash. To watch people to recover, to see them help others, to watch loneliness vanish, to see a fellowship grow up about you, to have a host of friends. This is an experience you must not miss. We know you will not want to miss it. Frequent contact with newcomers and with each other is the bright spot of our lives. Yeah. Did you know that I've had sponsees where they told me, Dion, I love you, but I want a different sponsee. You know what I said? I'll help you find another one. Why? That's my job. Okay, they got what they needed from me. And now this person's being honest with me. Oh, I'm going to give them kudos for that. I am. Anytime somebody advocates for themselves, I'm going to give them kudos. Even if I don't agree. At least they're trying, man. They're trying. And I can go for that. Okay. Perhaps you're not acquainted with any drinkers who want to recover. You can easily find some by asking a few doctors, ministers, priests, or hospitals. They will be only too glad to assist you. Do you do this? I do. My doctor knows. My doctor and her nurses all know that I'm in recovery. They all have my business card. And sometimes I get phone calls from there, not from them. Okay. My therapist, anybody I come into contact who is a person of trust, I'm going to let them know what I do and that I am willing to help. Okay. I've had my therapist ask me questions about alcoholism. I was only too glad to help. Right? Because I know when an excuse is bullshit. She does not. But I do. How do I know? Because those were my same excuses. Those are my same excuses. Don't start as an evangelist or reformer. Unfortunately, a lot of prejudice exists. It still exists. And it isn't really prejudice, is people being naive. They don't know. But here's the problem. People don't like feeling stupid. So you have to approach this the right way. Okay? Because what is a doctor or nurse trying to do? Well, they're trying to save people too. So we cannot step on their toes. We must be a part of what they're doing. We add on to what they are doing. We make things better, not work against. Okay? And when we live that kind of life, you will attract the type of people. You will attract those people. There you go. That's it, Michelle. That's exactly what we're talking about here. Yeah. You can help when no one else can. Now, you may not even be talking to an alcoholic. You may be talking to somebody who's dealing with an alcoholic. And you can help them too. To a certain extent, after that, you might want to send them to Al-Anon, right? Because isn't it what's best for them? Now, do they know what's best for them yet? No. When I got here, I was a shell of a person. Okay? My soul was gone. I didn't know how to love me. I needed you. And because I sat in that room for 2 years waiting for somebody to say, I'm your sponsor, I thought I wasn't worth a fucking lick. My next step was killing myself. And thank God Paul came up to me and said, hey, Dion, we love you, but you can't keep doing this. You don't have God in your life, so I'm going to give him to you. And it stopped. It stopped. Somebody came along and stopped me. I needed that. I was begging for help. Do not let these people squander in the corner. Please. I love this program. I really, really do. And I love the fact that we're open. You know, I got to give uh, a lot of you props because, you know, if you've been in the program less than 10 years and what I'm talking about, you know, you're used to. And I'm going to ask you to change it. I'm asking you to change it to the right thing. It doesn't tell us to do that. You may be handicapped if you arouse it. Ministers and doctors are competent and can learn much from them if you wish. Yeah. I've learned a lot from my doctors with the different meds and things that affect my body. You bet. Right? But it happens that because of your own drinking experience, you can be uniquely useful to other alcoholics. So cooperate, never criticize. To be helpful is our only aim. Now, nowadays, hospitals might be, I mean, you could try. You might get lucky. They might, yeah, we'll fucking take you. Detoxes. Contact detoxes. Contact detoxes. Okay. They'll let you in. Just call them up. Hey, can I come down and talk to some people? Or do you have some people down there that want to get sober? Yes, they'll let you in. They will. They'll let you in. Okay. You have to go through some locked doors. You're gonna be locked in there. Okay. You'll get a badge that say visitor. You get to leave. Okay. That and try it. If you've been to detox as a client, you need to go back to detox as somebody with an answer now. If that's your job, you owe that detox. Not just money, but time. Okay. These are the things that we need to think of. Okay. Because we are those people. We can help when no one else can. Let's listen to this next line very carefully. When you discover a prospect for Alcoholics Anonymous, find out all you can about him. That's pretty straightforward directions. Woo, there goes my book almost fell. I need a bigger desk. No, I don't, because I'll just put more shit on it. I don't need a bigger desk. Okay. When you discover a prospect for Alcoholics Anonymous, what does that tell you? I'm searching for sponsees at all times. At all times. And I'll know the people I can help. I know. And I know because I'm honest with myself. Okay. Find out all you can about him. If he does not want to stop drinking, don't waste your time trying to persuade him. You may spoil later opportunity. This advice is given for the family also. They should be patient, realizing they are dealing with a sick person. All right. This is where things are a little, okay, because I don't try and determine somebody else's willingness. And the way that I see it is if somebody is willing to speak with me, knowing what's going on, they're willing. Okay. Now, I'm going to plant a seed. Okay. But I'm going to try and be nice about it. As nice as I can. But this person needs to understand the fatal illness that they are in. So what do? I talk about me. Okay. And what I say is, okay, I'm going to talk about myself a little bit. And if you can relate at all, please just let me know. See, I'm not saying anything, but just let me know. Real easy. And I'll tell some of my story after I found out, find out who they are, find out who they love. Okay. When I work with young men, mommy, mommy, children, Children. You know what? Your children love you. You'd die for your kids, wouldn't you? Yeah, of course you would. But maybe we could get well for them. I did. I did, and it's true. I got sober because of my wife and kids. I did. I do recovery for myself. Okay. But I got off the alcohol because of my wife and kids. You can get sober for any darn reason that you want to. It's called the psychic change. It means I don't want to live this life anymore. And you can get sober for any darn reason that you want. You do not need to get sober for yourself. Bill got sober for Lois. If you read it right, there's a paragraph in there that says, I think of all the awful sauce that had come before. Yeah. Okay. So use it, because to get us sober, it needs depth and weight. Once we get sober and the alcohol is out of our system, we can see clearer. Then we can start recovery. Okay. So getting sober, any reason. Recovery, you have to do it for yourself. And that's where that they're going to love you until you learn how to love yourself comes in. That's what happened with me. Okay. I stuck around in the program until I could have a little bit of love for myself. And that's when things really got started for me. Okay. If there's indication that he wants to stop, have a good talk with the person most interested in him. Yeah, you too. I don't know that I'm watching it. I may play video games. I don't care about commercials. So good to see you, Ingrid. I love you. I'm doing this paragraph and I'm wrapping it up because I think everybody's kind of got what I'm trying to say here. Now, granted, if somebody comes up and says, hey, will you be my sponsor? Don't turn it down. So good for you. Yeah, Ingrid, go. I've been so proud of you lately. I tried to learn how to play guitar, but it hurt my fingers, and I'm a wuss. So usually his wife or husband, kids, favorite auntie. Ooh, grandmothers. Yeah. I will have to bring out the letter again sometime soon that she wrote me. Get an idea of his behavior, his problem, his background, the seriousness of his conditions, and his religious learnings. Why are you going to want to know his religious learnings? Because you're going to be talking about God. Okay? You need this information to put yourself in his place. Meeting him where he's at. To see how you would like him to approach you if the tables were turned. There are very, very explicit directions on how to find a sponsee in here. Very, very clear. There are no directions in here that says sit on your ass and wait for somebody. In fact, there are directions. It's on page 84. Okay. And it says that if we rest on our laurels, we are in trouble. Okay. Here's the other thing. Nobody ever asked me to sponsor them. I was thinking about asking you. I always get that. See, I already know that you're going to ask me. I can see it in your eyes. I can see by the way that you talk. Yeah, see, I know it's on your mind. Right? So those are the directions in there. And the meetings that we have at Club Trudge, the question that we ask is there anybody looking for a sponsor? Okay. We're going to have sponsorship meetings. That means what we're going to do is have a meeting with a bunch of people who can sponsor it, a bunch of people looking for sponsees or sponsors. It's called sponsorship meeting. It's where sponsees look for sponsors. That's a type of meeting. I haven't seen one around. I haven't seen one. We used to have them candlelight meetings. They're usually held at midnight. I'm not awake. All you really need is a dark room. So, because this is all great stuff. Because the more we get out there, the more we do that, the more that we advocate, the bigger AA will become. Okay? And I'm letting you know, our rooms are small right now. They're getting bigger. Okay. If I would, like the club I just opened up, if I would have opened that up in the 90s, it'd already be full. Already be full. Because see, since we're not going out there and saying AA is available, they're not thinking of us. Adams County, I was talking to them. I'm like, you don't even have AA on your resource list. And you know what they said? We didn't even think of it. Okay. Is that on them? No, it's not. It's on me. That's on me. Okay. Attraction, not promotion. Become a person worth having. Hi, Patricia. I love you. I was just wrapping up, but I love you. In fact, I love all of you. I do. May not like you. I like everybody here. That's okay. That's all right, Patricia. I keep going, but I don't know that I have it in me. Let's do the daily reflections real quick. Let's do it. I haven't read it yet, so February 11th. The limits of self-reliance. We asked ourselves why we had them, our fears. Wasn't it because self-reliance failed us? Alcoholics Anonymous, page 68. All my character defects separate me from God's will. When I ignore my association with him, I face the world and my alcoholism alone and must depend on self-reliance. Well, unfortunately, my self-reliance got me to the last block in the house. AA, right? That's where it got me. And not just with my alcoholism, but with life itself, man. See, I had to learn how to become honest. I believe that I was born a liar because I was never honest with my parents. I was always trying to get away with something, and there was no reason why. I didn't have any reasons why. Sure, my parents did some things, but overall, they did pretty good. Okay. We never went without. Okay. I ended up on Skid Row because I chose to make that move. Right. As a kid, it seemed, we're not getting into that. So I have never found security and happiness through self-will. Me either. I have never found it. And the only result is a life of fear and discontentment. My life seems to go a lot better when I am not in self-will, because then I can come on here and talk with my friends. I have actual friends today. When I came into this program, I didn't have 6 people to carry my casket. Maybe 2. 1 would have been Shannon. Shannon and my mom. Okay. Today, I could probably find 6 people to do it. Hell, I'd probably even have people fly out of here to help. It's amazing the things that people will do for me, do for us. No. The club's a great example. I have paid nothing. We haven't paid anything. God doesn't charge me. I don't know why. Okay. Now, I don't have a big fancy club. I have other rules that I need to follow. I share. So what? So what? I'm going to tell you something really neat. I thought this was pretty cool. Yes. Hold on to that. Hold on to that. Patricia's been 2 steps ahead of me for a month now. So when I went there on Tuesday, the pastor came to me, and there's another church that wants to come in. They're going to pay them a lot of money. And I pay them a lot of money. I'm not paying them anything. Okay. I'm a service for the church. They get something out of it. I'm helping. Right. And the pastor told me, she said, but Thursdays are yours. Thursdays are yours. So I'll tell them no if you want me to. Okay. How neat. Okay, there's a lot of money on the table. My answer was this. I said, well, I got to make sure it's okay with everybody else, but I don't see any reason why they can't be down in the sanctuary, praising God while we're upstairs having an AA meeting. We can share. You bet we can. But we were given the option, and that tells us how important our work is to other people. Okay. There's a lot of people out there that know that they can't help, that love what we do. And if you continue doing this, they will find you. God provides the path back to him and his gift of serenity and comfort. First, however, I must be willing to acknowledge my fears and understand their source and power over me. I frequently ask God to help me understand how I separate myself from him. Hey, Gary, people keep joining. It's fun. That's the point here. We lie because of the fear. Yeah. Yep. That's why I lied. Well, I don't know what the fear would have been back then. I do now. But it's not like my parents were extremely strict. They weren't. I mean, they were smoking weed and drinking. They weren't that strict. So, but as I got older, yes, I started to see these things. And sometimes I didn't even know. Like they would ask me, why do you have such bad grades? And to this day, I still don't know. It isn't that I couldn't do it. I just didn't want to. I've always done whatever I wanted to. Okay. When I was little, if I want to get out of class, I just got up and I left. Okay. There was nothing to ever stop me. And that's where I was out of control. And that's why I need structure and stuff now. So, oh no, it's still kind of confusing to me. So, and yes, absolutely, Patricia, it is still dishonesty either way. Either way. So, all right, 33 minutes. It's not a record, but it's pretty good. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. You were not proud of yourself. No, I wasn't. Not really. Impulse tendencies. Yep. And no, I never thought about the consequences. Mm-mm. Michelle's been reading my mail. There are reasons for it, and those are very, very valid points. And what that tells me is that maybe other alcoholics have gone through it too, right? So, and what does that help us do? What does that help us do? It can help us break generational cycles. Okay. Both my son and daughter got the bug, but neither one of them drink. Neither one of them drink because they saw what dad did and they don't want to do that. So at least I got that, right? My daughter sent me a song and it was nice. She doesn't do that for me often. It was at 2:30 this morning. She's a Virgo. She'd like that. And this song, what was the name of it? You guys probably know the song. But Jacob Bryant, This Side of Sober. And I listen to this song country. I'm not big on country, but it's still, This side of sober, I would think, would have more hope and stuff in the song. And sometimes I think my kids still see me as that suffering alcoholic because they don't know me as well. You know, when I talk, there aren't many songs about recovery itself. Okay. Because the human you won't attach to the human emotion. So when we hear songs like Save Me by Jelly Roll, I thought it was a great song too when it first came out. And then I got wore out on it. Okay. But what is that? That's me using frothy emotional appeal to go back in the days where I just don't belong. And I got to be careful where I put myself and what I decide to listen to. I got to be careful on that. All right. I love you all. Thanks for being here and letting me cover 3 different topics. I appreciate it. I love you all. Peace out. And